Okay, so hereditary hemochromatosis is a genetic condition characterized by absorption of too much dietary iron. This may lead to iron overload, which can cause damage to the joints and certain organs such as the liver, skin, heart, and pancreas. Also, age-related macular degeneration is the most common cause of irreversible vision loss among older adults. The disease results in damage to the central part of the retina, impairing vision needed for reading, driving, or even recognizing faces. Both of these conditions are inherited as autosomal recessive. Now, truthfully, Mr. and Mrs. Niemeyer are both hybrids for these traits. What is the probability that their children will be born not affected by either disorder? And then what is the probability that their children will be born affected by both disorders? So let's go ahead and assign letters to these different traits. So we're going to say that having hereditary hemochromatosis is it's recessive. So we'll use a little h for this. So we'll say an affected individual with this disorder, and then this would be a healthy individual, not affected by iron, too much dietary iron being stored. And then for macular degeneration, we can use an M. So this is going to be a normal or healthy vision person as they age, and then we'll use a lowercase for an affected individual. So if truthfully my husband and I both are heterozygous for both of these traits, what is the likelihood of, part A and part B? So you absolutely can set up a dihybrid cross and then find and count the different individuals, but let's go ahead and use that shortcut that I just showed in the previous question. So here, let's go ahead and separate these two traits. So if I do our cross like this to see the combination of alleles possible for her, that's recessive, sorry, for the iron storage disease, which is common in a lot of Europeans. So here, and then for the macular degeneration, same thing, a heterozygote crossed with a heterozygote. I don't recommend using M's because it's harder to, I'm overemphasizing my capital letters, but that would be an easy place to make a mistake. Okay, so now let's tackle the question. Part A says, what is the probability that their children will be born not affected by either disorder? So there's a 3 out of 4 chance, or a 75% chance, that they won't be affected by the hereditary hemochromatosis. And there's also a 3 out of 4 chance that they won't be affected by macular degeneration. So when you multiply those, there is a 9/16 chance that my kids will be totally fine. Neither one will affect them. So every time I have a child, there's a 9 out of 16 chance that they're not going to be affected with the iron storage disease or macular degeneration. Now, what is the probability that their children will be born affected by both disorders? So that is the homozygous recessive for both traits. So here, I would say there's a 1 out of 4 chance that it inherits that combination, and over here, a 1 out of 4 chance that they inherit the recessive alleles for macular degeneration. When you multiply this, there's a 1/16 chance that the child will inherit the recessive allele for both. Now, if you wanted to double check this, you could set up your dihybrid cross. And what you would find when you count is that there are 9 boxes showing the dominant alleles for both of these traits. And there's 1 out of 16 boxes that has both traits being recessive. Okay, good job, guys.